Up until now, we have created applications that rely heavily on just one single route or screen. By the way, in Flutter, page and screens are called routes. Okay, so that's one thing you're going to hear me say. So I'll probably call screen or page, but in Flutter lingo, any screen or page is called route. So when I say route or you hear route or read route, that means a screen or a page. As I was saying, all of the applications we've been building, they have been focused on just one single route. Now we're going to change that a little bit. We want to be able, for instance, to when we click on each or either one of these rows, we want to be taken to a different route or page or screen. How to do that? It's very simple. We already have our own tab here. So far, we just show the tabbed movie. We need to change that. But firstly, we need to create another class that will define a different route or a different page. Very simply, I'm going to come down here. Notice I'm outside of this widget, movie list view. In this case here, I'm going to say stateless widget again, and let's call this movie list view details. Put a scaffold as well. App bar, let's just put a simple app bar, just what we had before. Give a blue-gray, 900 I believe. Okay, very good. And now let's go to our body. In our body here, I'm just going to return a container, which we're going to have a child. I'm going to put a raised button there, and the child is going to be just a text that will say go back. And for now here, I'm just going to have an empty function as such. Okay, very good. So nothing really out of this world. So this is indeed our new route. Remember, route is just a screen or page in Flutter. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be able to click instead of having this code run. We're going to go ahead and invoke this movie list view detail. So what we're going to do, I'm going to just go ahead and comment this out, so we have access to it if we need to. I'm going to put another on tab as such. Now our on tab here now is going to have a full function. Looks like I have a few things that I have missed. Let's maybe get rid of this. There we go. I think that should be there. All right, so on tab here, what we need to do is we're going to invoke the navigator. Now, what is this navigator? The navigator class allows us to do all sort of things. So it knows how to navigate through all the routes that we may have in our application. Okay. So if we go ahead and say navigator like that, notice we have a few other different types of navigators, but we want just the simple navigator. Now look at this one here. It says navigator, and it has all the properties we are going to be passing. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and get a very simple class navigator here, and we're going to say dot push. What does that mean? The push in this case, we are saying we want to go to a certain route, right? So we're pushing into the stack of our navigator. So we'll know, okay, we're going to put now, we are going to add a new route, and that's what we want to show. And again, you can see we have this context object that we love and we've seen so many times. The next thing we need to pass is the actual route. So what is it that we want to show? Well, it's going to be our movie list view details. But how do we construct that? Well, we cannot just go ahead and say movie list view details because it won't know exactly how to handle that. For that, we need to pass actually the material page route. So if you say material page route, there we go. It knows how to handle all of that. Look at this. It has this builder parameter we need to pass. There's other things we could pass as well, but at this point here, we're just going to focus on the builder because that's the bare minimum we have to pass in order for us to actually show the route. So in our builder here, we have to pass something. You should know by now, we have to pass our context. Context again. It's very needed. It's very important, isn't it? And then we're going to be able to then return something. In this case here, what is it that we're going to be returning? Well, now I can just go ahead and return these movie list view details. So I'm going to say movie list details like that. Because it's a class, I'm going to just invoke that like this. Let's put that in a new line. That way it's not difficult to read. Okay, that's all. So what we did, navigator, we say that push, we have to pass the context, and then instead of just calling directly our movie list view details because it wouldn't know what to do, we have to actually wrap it inside of our material page route, which knows how to build, using the builder again, to return our movie list view details. At this point here, if I save this, let's just give it a run because we've added a lot of things. Go back to our app. If you click, notice we have this new page or new route, and it has this go back button. What is this? Well, this is what we created here. Remember? It's here. In fact, if we wanted, let's put all of these in a center. So Option Enter or Alt Enter, and I want to put all of that in a center so we can see it's going to be in the center of the screen, just like that. Okay. Also, notice that we have this arrow, left arrow here, which signifies that we can actually click and go back to a previous page. Very good. All of that is actually given for free, mainly because we've used this material page route. Very simple indeed. All right, so as you can see, now we're able to go back and forth, go Rambo, and we go to our details page. So in the next video, we're going to learn how to actually use this go back button and go back to the first page, even though we are able to do that here, but I want to show you how to do that using this button here.